All right. So, what attracted me to the community issue that I chose at the beginning of the semester, which was motorcycle lane splitting, that attracted me because personally it affects me, very deeply. That's something I do. That's one of my passions, riding motorcycles. So, the idea of making the roads safer for motorcycles was really a personal issue for me. I've been in many close calls on my motorcycle, and I know it's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous passion to be involved in. So I wanted to make that part of my community issue because it's something that really affects me personally. Yes. Sure. So our call to action, well, first of all, our issue was about the opiate crisis across America. So the opiate crisis, obviously wide sweeping, huge, one of the number one issues in America today. So we wanted to do that because just that it is like the number one issue in our world, in our country today. So we chose a call to action because what's the point of telling somebody something if you can't get them to help solve the issue? So our call to action was we listed a number of senators in the U.S. Senate, local representatives, people who can really push for different policies and push for more money to go towards services that help these, addicts and people like that who really need the help, who really need the money, because a lot of rehab and a lot of centers like that are severely underfunded, especially in Fargo. So what we wanted to do was get people to talk to their representatives and get them to push for more funding for these rehabilitation centers because really that's what at the end of the day helps these addicts, and it's been proven that it helps them. So we wanted them to push for more funding for those more centers, be more open, and really just at the end of the day it is money, because that's what these things need. They're severely underfunded, the rehab centers. So our call to action was trying to get people to be involved with help solving the biggest problem in our country today. Sure. So I think my biggest strength, as my teammates would probably say, was my ability to kind of go with the flow. We had a few issues with our speech when we were preparing it, and I think I'm pretty good at improvising what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do, because when you have an idea of what you're trying to say, it becomes a lot easier when you know the facts, when you know all that, to just come out and say something the way you want to say it. So when we had a few bumps in our speeches, but I think you might not be able to tell, but we had a few bumps that weren't supposed to happen in our speech. But I think me and well also Moses, but I'm not trying to brag, mainly me, kind of recovered from and smoothed them over, and made it so that the whole thing just ran kind of more smoothly, even though there were a few hiccups in it. So I think that's what they would say would be my strongest strength. Sure. So the most challenging thing, honestly, was that we had very conflicting schedules, and it was hard to find a time that we could all work together on this. As a team, I thought we worked really well. Actually, that's really the only issue I can think of was timing. We were all involved in different activities, and it was really whenever we could find a place, where we're going to meet. We had a group chat, so we were involved, but it was just hard finding time for all of us to get together because we had very very different schedules. So that was probably the hardest part. Yeah. Sure. So the thing that's definitely going to stick with me is the fact that I didn't even really realize how much we use public speaking like every single day, whether you're just talking to your group of friends or whether you're just whether you're just talking to your group of friends, doing things like that, addressing somebody, you do it every day, really. And I definitely think I will use that for presentations. I'm in the innovation challenge in the business school, so I need to present a lot of ideas. I need to do it multiple times. It's like one of the main things they do. So obviously, Comm 110 is going to be extremely helpful for remembering those things, the tactics, making eye contact, not looking down at your notes, stuff like that. I feel like I've definitely improved on over the course of this semester, so that will definitely help me in the short term and in the long term. Yeah, thank you. Great, thank you. Have a good one.